we stand with our Black comrades. We ended the last season of Acting Black kind of in the midst of chaos. We see White American Theater was happening, all these like uprootings happening, all these companies like posting like, we stand with our Black comrades. What actual change have you seen happening?
It is so real in my company that I work for. People are working hard, okay? People are working. People are working so hard. I think the major change that I've seen for the first time in all my years of Blackness is that the light bulb has truly gone on. Like, ding! Even well-meaning, nice people have come to the reckoning that I need to understand my history and this country's history. And I've never seen that before. I've seen like the nice movements and the accepting movements, but I've never seen this self-awareness like I'm seeing now. And it's palpable. Like my actual voice has more power now post-racial reckoning than it did before. Did anything tangible happen? No, but it's just like we need to listen to this person who has been historically marginalized, historically silenced. So, I mean, even if it's just imperceptible, there's a slight leaning in when I am talking. In the past, even though people have been nice to me, my voice has been traditionally silenced. And so, yeah, I see work happening.
Even if it is still people doing it because it's in season to be like respectful of BIPOC people, listen to Black voices and all of this, I feel like it's lasting so long and the fad is lasting so long that it has to stick. It has to start like rubbing off and become truthful. I'm seeing people start to pay attention to not color blindness, but the systematic problems that are going on. I saw this opportunity come about where some showrunners and writers on like all these different networks, they are looking for specifically Black and BIPOC writers. I think they say like 86% of writers' rooms are white people. On the poster, it says the problem is systematic and we're trying to change that. And so this opportunity isn't offering people a job, it's offering people mentorship for a whole year. That's how you close the gap. Because it's like we couldn't get into those rooms because we didn't have the knowledge, but we didn't have the knowledge because nobody is letting us in those rooms to learn. Like, I feel really appreciative for that. And at the same time, I still get worried that we're still in a time where the things that they're listening to, mainly from our voices, are still our pain with good intentions. Since the last time we did Acting Black, a spoken word piece that I did, it went it went semi viral. It was like, oh, I love this. I got this new audience. But also I was like, this is the piece that it's for.
I shouldn't have intimidated you like that. I shouldn't have came at you so aggressively with my being Black, with my being, with my body, with my seething existence, with my belligerent non-resistance.
The piece is about police brutality and basically me being like, I hope if that happens to me, if they see me on the news, they'll be able to pronounce my name right. And that's the one that everyone responds to. And I'm like, will you still stick around and be willing to listen when I'm just talking about me loving Shakespeare, or me finding a shirt that I liked that's in my size because I'm a 2X, and usually if you go to a thrift store, the only 2X clothes you can find are like PE clothes and ugly Hawaiian shirts. Are you going to listen to that as well?
But you
Or
know
are you
how to
only
rock
going to hear this stuff?
You know how to rock a Hawaiian shirt though. You rock the mess out of a Hawaiian shirt though.
You're not lying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think those pipelines, personally, the things that I've applied for, the things that they've created, like the first time I had the audacity to dream of being an artistic director is because there was a fellowship that was created specifically for BIPOC people. And everybody was like, Yetunda, you've got to apply. And I was like, who, me? Because I didn't even have the permission to believe something like that was possible. And so I think that's the work that I'm talking about, realizing that, yes, we need more Black artistic director or BIPOC artistic directors, but knowing that you don't want to stick a temporary solution on a systemic problem, right? And so the pipeline is the problem. We've got to start getting people into this career path early in their career, me early in my career. And so I was just like, I see it. I see the work, the awareness, the light bulb going off. But there's parts of me that don't want to get too excited. Like I got a little upset when people got excited about the president who shall not be named leaving office. Because in my mind, I was like, that really doesn't make a difference, right? He was just a figurehead. He was just the tip of a very large iceberg. So the fact that he's gone, let's not forget the iceberg. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm still very much keeping things in perspective because I am aware of the depths of the systemic oppression and racism. So I make room that it has to start somewhere, but also I don't forget that this whole thing is still bubbling and here. So
Yeah. What is something that you would like to do to sort of help this pipeline problem out?
The pipeline problem for which specific issue? So many.
I mean, like the Super Mario Brothers, just choose one of the pipes.
More paid internships, right? It is only a person who is affluent enough to accept an unpaid internship. And although you might mean well, the unintended impact of making these internships unpaid is that you're only attracting people who can afford to come give you however many hours of their day for free. So I think paid internships that will now attract more people of color and get people knowing what happens in the theater, right? Knowing the jobs that are available, know that there is more than an artistic director, actors, right? You need to know the inner workings. And I think both you and I both got to do something over the summer where we were working with young folks and we routinely had the opportunity to bring in theater professionals to say, hey, this is what I do. And to them, their job seems so simple, but the light bulb again goes off in some young person's eyes of, you're basically, you do construction, but you do it inside of a theater. Huh. And then this person who starts to think, I thought construction was over here and theater was over here, realizes that they can be the same thing. And so I think internships, just bringing people in, just come see what we do, Internships at the high school level, internships at the college level, and then internships at the young career level all need to start being paid.
I would love to start a company, a coalition, a troop, something that focuses on classical theater productions with all BIPOC casts. And I would love that to be in repertory with contemporary shows with all BIPOC casts by BIPOC writers. You can't go out and just start doing this stuff if no one taught you how to do it. And so I want to give them the tools so that when they go out into the world, somebody can be surprised because it's like, oh my God, you really know how to speak that. You know how to speak that Shakespeare language. But at the same time, like I said, being in repertory with contemporary plays, I want them to also be aware of like what Native American and Indigenous and Asian and Black, Caribbean, Latinx writers are out there and what plays and stories are out there as well.
I've heard that before. They're not able to handle the heightened language. Well, no one's allowed them the chance to handle the heightened language.
Their lives are Shakespearean. So why are they not in these stories? It's like living these heightened lives, and no matter what your family is dealing with, that's Shakespearean. And they should be able to, do it on stage as well, where it's not as traumatizing.
Ding, ding, ding.
This season on Acting Black.
In the time that I have been on stage, I've never found an opportunity to do that wholesomely.
And I feel like the best thing that happened for me as an actor was coming out as a person.
The artistic community can forget sometimes that there's still a lot of oppression.
The standard of beauty, especially all up in this area, does not necessarily include people like us.
I want to throw in someone from a different culture for the sake of diversity.
This country will never let you forget that you're Black or that you're dark skinned.